Okay. I had a problem trying to figure out what I'm going to say about this because this really isn't going to be a real review. I mean, I am going to talk about what happened in the show. And I'll tell you what I feel about the matches and stuff and segments and all that crap. But, guys, I had to say something on this new era of, well, WWE's dead. No matter what anyone says right now, the original product is dead. It's gone. Vince is not in control of the company anymore. His dad, basically, if he was alive, he'd say, "What the hell did you just do to my company?" And he says, "It's my company. You sold it to me, old man." And that's saying a lot from Vince, who's 78 years old, where his dad would be, what, 120 by now, if he was still alive, I think. 130. But TKO WWE. I think that's what I'm going to call it from now on, if I don't forget. I may just still call it WWE, or maybe I'll call it TKO Wrestling. Hey, what do you know? TKO Wrestling. They may change it to that. Wouldn't it be funny if they did? Wouldn't it be funny that instead of calling it WWE, they call it TKO Wrestling? Never think they won't. But what was this new era? What did we get? People were saying this is going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. Well, guess what? We didn't get anything different than what we normally get. In fact, we got more garbage than normal. So, and before I get started here, if anybody thinks nothing is going to happen, they're already sacking executives and everyone else that's currently in the business side of WWE. We also know they're about to start sacking regular wrestlers. So if you think things are going to be good, no. Let's go to some of these matches. We got 9 matches, guys. 9. Usually what? 7 to 8. Sometimes 8. But we got 9. Let me give it to you like this. Was Cody and Dom needed? No. There was a short match that gave Dom a loss and gave why did Cody even need the match? He didn't need it. And didn't people start saying, "Oh, we know that Cody's going over to SmackDown"? Really? What did I say? I didn't believe Cody was going to leave. I still don't believe Cody's going to leave. And even if he does go to SmackDown, he's coming right back to Raw because they have a tendency to bring the people back and forth when they want the ratings high. Remember, they're trying to bring ratings up. And they heavily talked about The Rock and 103 million views. They're so ecstatic that The Rock brought in that many views for SmackDown. I think that's the highest they've ever had in a long time or ever. I don't know. I haven't checked the ratings. But if it's 103 million views, that's probably what? A 5? Or a 7? Maybe a 10 on the Nielsen rating? That's something they don't normally get. Remember, Nielsen rating is rated through viewership. So they still go by viewership. And you know Vince loves viewership. And Fox Sports is going to be so happy their viewership was that freaking high. Knowing that The Rock was there briefly, it brought it up. Anyway, what did we get from Kofi and Ibar? Since his partner is supposedly hurt, they just gave us his match. But does it really give us anything if one of the Viking Raiders is hurt? And and now Xavier Woods is supposedly out as well. He's injured. Supposedly, he's not on. He was shown today. He was shown with Adam Pearce and with Kofi, but doing what? Rock, paper, scissors. He lost, and typically, when they're doing something like that, that means there's something wrong with somebody. He's out. Now, Ricochet, Shinsuke Nakamura. Who cared about the match? I didn't. This is more about Seth and Nakamura than Shinsuke doing something with Ricochet. Ricochet is basically an afterthought. That's what he is. I don't hate Ricochet, but I don't love him either. They've never really done a lot with him, and whenever they did, they always went half-ass, and then maybe they went there, and then they just dropped it, and that usually was Vince. And if anyone thinks Vince wasn't running the show, I got an answer for you. Yes, he did, and I'll tell you why. But this was about Nakamura and Seth Rollins and their story. Now, I got to say this. And I'm saying, this is the most interesting I've seen Nakamura in years. Years I have not seen the Shogun this important. Yes, I'm calling him a Shogun. And since it was Ricochet who DQ'd the match because Nakamura was going to make believe he was going to hit him with a chair. But guess what? Ricochet did like an idiot. And he got his ass whooped. And then you see Seth coming to attack a Nakamura. And then Nakamura hurting his back. And now in the interview he had, he basically said, you know what? He's in my damn head. But there's only one way I'm going to get to him. I'm going to have to let him have the driver's seat. So, Shinsuke, it's in your court. What do you want? This is about Nakamura. Now, mind you, I don't know how far they're going to go with Nakamura, particularly that Vince is still running the show and giving orders to Triple H. I'm telling you right now, I don't know how far that's going to go. But at this moment, this is the most interesting Nakamura's been in years. And when it comes to Seth, he's all right. It's not bad. Let's get this match over with. Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler versus the tag champs, which was thrown together because of the curse of the tag belts. Piper Nivens, who just came back, and the Chelsea Green, who's basically being treated like shit. If anybody thinks Chelsea Green has a great gimmick, she doesn't. You think she's doing anything with those tag belts? She's not. She's just there. They let her team up with Piper Nivens because they weren't willing to let Chelsea just drop it not because they got any plans for it, they just don't have anybody else that will do it. So I want to say this. There's one person I like there the most. Now, it doesn't mean I don't like Shayna or Zoe or Chelsea Green. It's Piper Nivens. You know why? Simple. The girl can fucking wrestle. Even though she's chubby. And I'm saying it right now. There's nothing wrong with being chubby. Man or woman. As long as you get the motions done. Who gives a fuck? Piper Nivens can wrestle her ass off. And she's damn good looking in the face. She's gorgeous in the face. Yeah, is she thick? Thick? Yes. Who cares? She's still damn good looking. And she can wrestle her ass off compared to the one that whooped the ass of all four of them. And that's Vince's girl, Nia Jax. Triple H didn't bring her back. I'm telling you right now, Triple H did not bring her back. If you think he was the one that's booking her, yes, he has to. Because he was ordered to. Because guess what? They have not built up a Piper Nivens. They have not built up a Chelsea Green. They have not built up a Shayna Baszler correctly. And Zoe just got there. They have not built up any women at all for nearly a year. They didn't have enough time for nearly a year now since when Vince took over. Well, let me crank that back. When Vince had to quit and go into hiding because of the accusations, up to the point when he basically bullied his way back in. That was from April until December. May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Roughly 9 months. Almost 9 months. They had the ability to make any booking they want. And then from December until now, Vince pushed his way in and changed the entire booking schedule. Now, I'm not going to tell you the booking for Triple H would have been great. I'm not going to tell you that. But whatever he was going to do, gone. So right now, they have not booked the women at all correctly. And guess what? Someone had to say, you know what? We need to get some good meat here. Get me Nia Jax. And look who's there. Nia Jax, who squashed a Rhea Ripley and smacked her in the face like a bitch, does that to Shayna Baszler. I'm telling you right now, if you see Piper Nivens and Nia Jax, I'm telling you right now, I love Piper Nivens because she can fucking wrestle. Yeah. And it's not because she's light skinned either. And it's not because I don't like Samoan women. I think Samoan women are just as good looking as any other woman. But guess what? We're talking about Nia Jax, who cannot wrestle correctly. She has injured women over the years more than once. She broke Becky Lynch's face. Legitimately. This girl is dangerous in the ring. she doesn't know what she's doing correctly, and you watch what's going to happen, someone's going to get hurt again. And they're going to say, why did Triple H do it? Wrong, it was Vince. Moving on to a match that made no damn sense. Chad Gable wants another shot. Chad Gable wants another shot at the Gunther. But Adam Pearce said, I can't just give it to you. You got to earn it. And Bronson Reed said, oh yeah, you got to earn it. Get in the back of the line. Get behind my fat ass. Which is another big guy, like a big girl, and Piper Nivens can wrestle his ass off. And what happens? They have a match. Alpha Academy's outside watching. Maxine Dupree looking like this, not like, she's looking like that. Stick. Still cute. We love her. But they watch him get demolished. Doesn't mean he can't wrestle him. Doesn't mean they haven't wrestled each other. They've wrestled each other before. But in the end, he loses. What does that make me feel? Losing streak coming along. There's a strong possibility there's going to be a losing streak unless someone gets hurt. And they have no choice but to use a Chad Gable. We got a losing streak for a Chad Gable. Lose, 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 until he gets his shot. And that's if they do it. Next, Giovanni Vinci versus Ciampa, who helped out Alpha Academy and had a match with Giovanni Vinci. Good match. In the end, he wins. Now he's going after Gunther. Do I believe he'll win? Don't know. Do I believe his promo was good? Yeah. But does that mean it's going to mean anything on the main roster? With a Vince McMahon who is still the executive chairman of WWE? No. And if anybody says, why are you acting like this? He can't do anything. He's the fucking executive chairman of WWE, which is TKO, and he's the executive chairman of TKO, owning 16% of that company and 49% of the original WWE shares. You want me to repeat it again? Vincent Kennedy McMahon, who is now 77, reaching 78, owns 49% of the original company he owned, WWE. He now, as the executive chairman of WWE, still has power to fire and hire anyone and ordered anyone, Triple H, anyone is Triple H. He will order him to book anybody he wants, namely Nia Jax. He's also executive chairman of TKO Group Holdings. 16% of that company he holds shares in. So he has a voice in it. Do you want to hear me say it again and not say it down in the comments? Why are you acting like this? I don't understand. You do. I'm saying to anyone who's going to leave a comment below, with no disrespect to you. If you watch my video, no disrespect, listen to my words and stop acting like you don't know what I'm saying. Unless you are playing with me, which you probably are, guess what? You don't know nothing. Listen to my words. He can do whatever the hell he wants. Let's move on to the most dumbest match of them all. We hear Becky. We hear she wants to give us somebody an opportunity on the roster that will never get a chance to ever have a shot at a title. Not talking about an NXT title, just a title. Who comes out pretty much showing her bra? It's Natalya coming out showing a huge amount of cleavage, showing her black bra through her clothes. I don't know what possessed her, possibly Vince, to wear even more scantily clothes in the hopes of getting maybe more TV time. She comes out and says, I need a shot. I deserve a shot. And Becky says, look, I know you for a long time. 15 years ago, we both worked in Japan. But come on. This is meant for someone who's new. I deserve it. And they have their match, and she loses. What does this give to someone in the back that came from NXT? Nothing. Indy Hartwell. Good. Chance. Carter. Isla Fire. I know she's on SmackDown, along with Isla Dawn. Doesn't matter. You can also say they're there as well. Pretty much anybody from any brand can go anywhere now because they're ignoring the brand split. All those women they called up All of them. Anyone I'm forgetting in there, I'm sure I'm forgetting someone that would normally never get a shot at a damn title. They gave it to Natalya. Does this give NXT anything? Nope. Nothing for NXT and nothing for the main roster. This is a joke. Let's move on to, what else do we have here? Anything I'm forgetting? No, let's just close out the last match. Jey Uso. And I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but I don't care. This is not a review, even though I've talked about it. Jey versus Drew. Excuse me. Allergies is making me have gas because of mucus. I've been sneezing, mucus, belch. I hate myself. But, good match. Judgment Day has been trying to get Jey. They begging Jey to come. Cody explained the reason why he brought in Jey to a Kevin Owens and everybody else in the beginning of the show with one, Cody's not leaving to SmackDown. He'll come back if he does go. He's generally staying on Raw. 2, they are still trying to push Judgment Day, trying to take Jey Uso in, which I think is wrong decision. This is stupid. This is a wrong decision to do it that way. He should not need to join another faction like he can't handle himself. He should be allowed to be able to handle himself and show how well he's grown, and they're just doing exactly like before, still messing with the Judgment Day like the Bloodline. They don't know what to do with Jey. That's how I feel. They have no idea what to do to Jey. I am scared that they're overexposing Jey Uso, and they have no clear road for him to go back. They're putting The Rock over Jey Uso when he should be the head of the table. They're going to try and set this up for Rock to become the head of the table. Unless The Rock is going to win a title, this is not going to be about Jey. Jey's done. And I'm worried that he's done. That's the way it looks. But just me. I'm out.